morning. It's the London session again, and we can find opportunity for a new day. How are we doing? How was the trade yesterday? Man, if you see what NASDAQ did yesterday, it's quite the show. Alright, so we're gonna be taking a look this morning. Take a look at what we could have done better yesterday. What could we have actually done better yesterday? We'll take a look this morning, and we'll see. We'll see how we'll see what we could have done better. Let's see. What could we have actually done better yesterday? We took a stop yesterday, so the trade that we actually entered was not breaking out of the level, and it automatically just gives us a stop loss. So I'm going to replay exactly what actually went wrong yesterday. Something actually did went wrong yesterday, and it will have saved us from the stop loss. But let me just increase this first. Alright, so first things first, let's start by the analysis. Let's run through the analysis of yesterday or today again, then we'll review what actually happened yesterday while we took the stop loss. Alright, so first thing, let's go bring out a session break. Event session break. So yesterday, when price was actually over here in this range, yeah, we were expecting the NASDAQ should do more buys from the current, let's call it support level, yeah. Now, what happened was that there was an original reaction from this level itself, from the level that we actually were watching yesterday. There was a reaction. So since NASDAQ was actually giving a reaction from there, I had a particular resistance level set up on the 1 minute, yeah, that if NASDAQ should break it on the 1 minute, yeah, that we are going to take a trade. And I noticed that NASDAQ actually break out of it, yeah. This is the particular line itself. This is that line. Let me see if I can draw it better. Yeah, this level over here. NASDAQ actually broke it on 1 minute. So as soon as I saw the break, so I was like, okay, you know what? Let's give it a go. So I give it a buy. Actually, what I now realized is that actually I wait not just for this level, but actually for the entirety of this level right here, right? Which is the complete resistance level. If we had just waited for this particular resistance level to be broken instead of the one that was created by the session high, we would have really avoided the whole loss. Maybe we would have even switched our bias to the sell that happened here. But anyway, we've taken a loss. The loss was a calculated one, and it is what it is. We are going to move on today. Okay, so since NASDAQ decided not to buy from the first zone, the funniest thing is that NASDAQ actually went down into so many zones. Like yesterday, we had 3 zones, and yesterday NASDAQ went into all the 3 zones. Like, how amazing is that? So now NASDAQ left, so I'm just gonna update this like this because this is where we took the stop loss. Yeah, we took the stop loss right here. Okay, so NASDAQ left this first demand zone over here, left the second one over here, and then tap into the 3rd demand zone. Like, imagine, man. And the thing is that it's exactly what I was saying yesterday. If you check the yesterday morning live stream, the London session live stream, NASDAQ went into you know, the Asian low of yesterday. That was the low that was created on Tuesday, yeah, and then tap into the demand zone that was immediately beneath it. Like, this is one of like the setup that I always see all the time on NASDAQ. If there is a zone beneath let's call it a Asian range, they automatically they try and take that. Once they tap into it, then they make it fly up. So I wasn't active on the charts as at this time. I would have taken a rebuy. This was evening of yesterday. This was around 10 o'clock Nigerian time. So I couldn't have, gone ahead to actually check, um, and take a trade. However, I think it was good. Oh, I didn't set an alert as well. If I had actually set an alert at this level, I actually would have received notification that NASDAQ is in one of the zones here. And that's one of the importance of using alerts. It helps us to know that if you are away, then you can see, oh, okay, your trade is actually in one of the area that you are looking out for. Okay. And honestly, that's fine. I think that's gonna be another loss we took yesterday, and not a biggie, no problem. So we've had a win trade on Tuesday itself for a 1 to 3, and then yesterday we lost another 1%. So on Monday we lost like 1%. I lost 1%. Yesterday, I lost 1%, and then on Tuesday I actually made 3% on Tuesday. So I'm still kind of positive for the week. I'm still positive about 1% profit. So hopefully today and tomorrow we get something way better. So let's go to the analysis this morning. We're going to be removing the zones that we draw from yesterday, and then we're going to, draw new levels that NASDAQ can potentially respect. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, let's take a look at our Asian range for the new day that we currently are right now. And if you see, so we need to also know our range for yesterday, our previous day range and previous day high. So the previous day low is the lowest day that price reached yesterday. Okay, and the lowest point that price reached yesterday was over here, which for me is the low that actually happened from inside of the demand zone over here. And the highest point that NASDAQ actually traded yesterday would be this level right here. So this is going to be my previous day high. Just mark it out like this. Previous day high right at the top like this. Okay. And my previous day low is marked. My previous day high is marked. So I'm expecting that for for NASDAQ to continue to do what we think, one of these lows or high actually have to be taken out. Okay, so either NASDAQ take out the previous day high, then it tells us that NASDAQ will now create a new high, or they go back again and take the previous day low. I'm not expecting NASDAQ to actually come back to the previous day low. However, the for us to start to mark a zone, yeah, that we're expecting NASDAQ to trade from today, we need to now look for the demand zones. So let's quickly take a look at which zone do we think, if NASDAQ gets into that zone today, they are going to react from it, and that will be the potential zone that will be taking trade from for today. First of all, let's still take the demand zone that actually led to the current ongoing move right now. That zone is well aligned with the previous day low. So if it is well aligned with the previous day low, then most likely it is a good demand zone. Yeah. And also it is the demand zone that, there was a long spike on the 15 minute. If you see this long candle on 15 minutes, that actually happened, yesterday evening, then that also tells us that the 15 minutes, the demand level at this zone can actually hold and maybe potentially even take the price forward. Okay, so now because we are looking for buying NASDAQ all throughout this week, we're not going to be identifying any supply level. We're just going to be identifying only demand level. Okay, and in order for that to keep happening, now, of course, now there is now a resistance level that we really need to break first for us to confirm. And you know that yesterday we had started creating that resistance level. So all of this level here that I'm drawing right now is the resistance level. So I'm going to just call it supply, even though we are not technically looking for supply in the market, but I'm just going to call it supply. And if I drag it all the way to the left, you see that it aligns with the, so all of this level right here, that I just stretch it upward, is the supply level, or let's call it the resistance level. It's 100 points. So it's a 100 point range, and we need to see one of the scenario happen today. Now, what are we expecting NASDAQ to actually do today? From where we are right now, honestly, and then we can also let's draw another demand level that I think might potentially hold is this level right here can actually hold potentially, you know. So it's either, price gets to this level and then we'll be looking to take a buy from the 50% of the Asian range, into this level. Okay, there's a small zone right here, okay, that we can actually potentially watch out for as well. Just like yesterday, we will identify up to, as many small zones as possible. The reason why we're calling all these small zones a demand zone, I'll just call it a mini demand zone because it's not the major demand zone. So mini demand zone. It's because at this point, price was balanced for a while and then it started going up, right? So those are the places where I'm actually marking the demand level, a place where price was hesitating before actually making a big move upward, okay? So, so right now, we need to see the following action to happen today. So let me just even take out this supply level. We need to see NASDAQ break out of this current range that we are right now. And even better, for us to really confirm that our bias for buying today is going to be awesome, NASDAQ should take the previous day high. NASDAQ should take the previous day high or even make a new high, then give a pullback. If NASDAQ give a pullback back into this, then we'll take a rebuy, for a final, push to the upside, right? And ideally, that will actually be the best thing to do. The only thing now is that because we would most likely be trading in New York session, we would love to see if NASDAQ is going to, give us the opportunity. We don't want price to just be moving without giving us the opportunity to enter it. So, and ideally, we should be entering a trade from a zone. It also it improves our odd, yeah. So, in order for us to be entering the trade from a zone, if by New York session, NASDAQ managed to push from right here into this mini zone, then we can look for some type of, bullish character or 1 minute resistance break and stuff like that. Then, like something like this, then a pullback, then boom. If something like this should happen by New York, this arrow exactly the way I drew, where price Nasdaq is going to push into this mini demand zone, make a reaction, pull back, take the high they just created over here, and then do a pullback, and then give a final push. Or they can actually just reach from where we are right now. They can take the high, come back into the zone, take the demand zone, take the previous day low, tap again into this demand level, then give it back. Right? If by New York we realize that Nasdaq has not gotten outside of this current Asian range, yeah, or maybe it closed above it and then it come back inside it and it's trading inside of it, we are going to be very patient. Like when the market opens today at New York, until they reach potentially the previous day low. Because if they do this, anything that makes Nasdaq get um to get down from where it is right now below the 50% range of the Asian session, definitely they are going to be taking the previous day low and the Asian low. So we have to be careful. We have to just be patient. And if that happens, boom, it's best that we go and wait here at the last demand zone. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So I think these are the outlooks. So now we've been able to identify 3 new potential levels that Nasdaq can react for continuous buy, and maybe even a buy that can potentially now break to the upside. And I think we would be able to make a decision when the New York session happens. So let's take a look quickly on the let's say 30 minutes actually, if our zones are looking good. On 30 minutes, the zones that we actually drew out on 15 minutes is okay, right? And price has to take out this current resistance level that we are right here, this whole resistance range right here, so we need to take it out, and there's potential opportunity to do that. So let's see on 1 hour as well. On 1 hour, on 1 hour, okay, on 1 hour, our zone the zone we have on 1 hour is supposed to be like this. Yeah. So, but anyway, the reason why we're using the 15-minute zones is so that we can have a more accurate precision. So if we want to do it on the 1 hour, you have to draw the entire range. And so what we did on the 15 minutes has already covered for it, because now we have 3 zones in one zone on 15 minutes. So it's pretty cool, or at least it's okay. We can actually maintain it over there. But this whole range, actually, if you check it out properly on 1 hour, this whole range is actually a demand level. Okay. So, NASDAQ can pull back into any of this level and potentially give a buy from there. So, but we're just going to watch out what they do on 15 minutes, one by one. And if you look at it on 4 hour, the zone is not clear on 4 hours. So I think you want to just take on your 15 minutes. All right, people. I think that will be it this morning for NASDAQ outlook for today. So just to do a recap, from where price currently is, I turn back on the session, Asian session range indicator. Now, from where price currently is, NASDAQ can take the eye of, can take the current eye of Asian session. And then if you take the high of Asian session, it's either it keeps going. If it keeps going, it is very good, because it means that at New York, once we see a good pullback, we'll be able to take a buy continuation from a nearby demand level. However, if before New York session, from where NASDAQ is right now, if it breaks out to the upside and then pull back into the Asian range, and when we enter New York session, it's trading around the 50% of the Asian range, then we are going to be waiting for them to actually get into the extreme demand level first. That is very more likely to happen. So when they get to the extreme demand level, then we're going to be potentially now looking for a buy from those levels, either from the extreme demand or from the demand that actually happened, yesterday. Price actually got to the third demand level here. So then if they do that, then we just wait for minor reaction and we join the move, and hopefully we get a good trade. So today we're going to try and trade carefully, since we've taken a stop yesterday. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it. If you have any question, always leave it in the comments and I'm going to take a look at it, and we are going to be learning with each other. All right. And if you have any suggestion for the page, for the channel, please put it out there. The community will appreciate you. All right. Thank you, everyone. This is the London session. We're going to gather again for the New York session, and we are going to be trading live together. All right. Thank you.